Fleet Compliance Officer Veltrick adjusted his collar for the third time in as many minutes and blinked irritably with all 6 of his eyes. The dry, antiseptic light of Docking Bay 47 made the datapad in his upper left hand reflect just enough to cause a headache, and he couldn't shake the feeling he was being punished for something. The GC Bureau of Ordnance and Safety prided itself on its procedural thoroughness. Veltrick prided himself on being even more thorough than that. His last 3 field inspections had each resulted in full ship seizures, 3 reprimands for captains, and 1 entirely justified nervous breakdown. Now he was assigned to a human vessel. He hated humans. Not that they were the worst species in the Confederation. That distinction belonged, in his opinion, to the Vorik, who sneezed acid and considered sarcasm a mating ritual. But humans were consistently irritating in ways that eluded direct punishment. They broke rules in clever, petty, and stubborn ways. They filed incorrect forms in bulk. They made jokes during formal inspections. One had once tried to barter her weapons manifest in exchange for the last good bottle of space whiskey in this sector. And now, Veltrick was here to inspect a vessel flagged for 17 violations during transit, which had requested snack rations and fresh gun oil upon docking. The ship's name, Calliope's Curse, already sounded like a war crime. Veltrick reached the docking tube just as the final seal hissed into place. He took one look at the ship through the observation pane and seriously considered turning around. The hull looked like it had been smacked with a meteor, and then reassembled by blindfolded children with welding torches. There were 3 distinct kinds of metal plating, scorched in uneven patterns. He counted at least 6 areas covered in what was clearly salvaged roofing. One section of the starboard fuselage had "Do not touch unless you like plasma," stenciled in flaking red letters, and the ship's registration number, technically required to be laser-etched, was scrawled on the airlock in black permanent marker. Veltrick took a deep, calming breath, opened the hatch, and stepped aboard. Immediately he was greeted by a sharp scent of coolant, fried circuits, and what he could only assume was burnt marshmallow. "Hey, you must be the inspector!" called a woman from somewhere above him. He looked up. A human in a grease-stained flight suit was half inside an open ceiling panel, chewing what appeared to be a wire. She dropped lightly to the deck and wiped her hands on her pants. "Willis, Chief Engineer. Welcome to the Curse," she smiled brightly. Veltrick hated her instantly. He extended a scanner in one hand. "Fleet Compliance Officer Veltrick. This is an official inspection for weapons and systems regulation adherence." Willis nodded cheerfully. "Yup. You want a snack?"